The semifinals are over. That's it. We don't have them anymore, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to talk about what I usually talk about, the matches and what I thought might have been good about the show. But I have one thing left to talk about at the end of this review, and I really hope you guys are going to tell me what you think. So let's get through the matches. Lashley versus Shera. I felt Shera was sloppy. The military press overlap, lifting Lashley into the air and then dropping him to the floor wasn't bad. But it kind of felt like Shera was a bit sloppy. And Lashley really had to carry that match. He really did. It doesn't mean it was a bad match. It just felt a bit sloppy. Of course, Shera had to lose. There was no way they're going to let him be in the final match. He's too green, and he's not ready for it. But it is good to see that he made it through the final 8. Tigre Uno versus Eli. Seeing Eric Young do a promo segment, I was kind of surprised about. We don't get them often. So him talking to Tigre Uno the way he did, it was alright. Still thinking that, I'm God. I am God. You're not Vince. Eli, you're not Vince. There's only one true God in professional wrestling. It's not Triple H, even though the Sleg Daddy would say it is, and he's pretty damn close. He's damn close to being God once Vince dies himself. If you don't know about Greek mythology, Jupiter was the king of the gods until he started eating his own kids and screwing his own kids, supposedly, and then Zeus kicked his ass with a couple of other brothers and sisters, and he became God. The only way that Paul Levesque will become the head honcho is when Vince dies. So Eli is not even close to being God. But he did do a decent promo, which led into the match, which kind of really helped it. It did. We don't really get much from TNA when it comes to promo segments or feuds or anything in this title series. Seeing this as far in between, it made me feel good to see it. And I didn't expect Eli to job to Tigre Uno. I'm sorry. No matter how much we like Tigre, he has no development. He has barely been on TV. And that's that. Matt Hardy versus Jesse Goddard was not good. Not because the match quality was 100% shit. And I do have to say, they let Jesse speak. That was really good. I would have liked to see Matt also speak, because that would have helped it much more than what it was. It was good to give Jesse this moment against a world heavyweight champion and someone who is basically going to be eventually a legend in wrestling. I'm sorry, no matter how much you don't like Matt Hardy, Matt and Jeff are the tag team specialists that's going to be known and be ranked in history as one of the best there is. So being with a legend in a sense, or a soon-to-be legend, well, eventually be a legend, is something not many people can get. And seeing that Jesse did try, and he did finally start using the moniker, the modern day Adonis, or the Adonis. I would like to hear the modern day Adonis more than just the Adonis, but he is using it in his promo, and that was wise of him to do. I still don't like the man Jesse Goddard, but at least he used it. But when it came to the match, one, Jesse screamed like a girl. Ah! What? That scream sounded like not a primal rage, like ah! It sounded like ah! What the hell, Jesse? Oh my gosh, that was terrible. Worse, the match went way longer than it should have. That was the longest match of the night for me personally. The second was the end of the show, but that one was understandable. Having a Matt Hardy, who's a good wrestler in the ring, with a Jesse Goddard, who is a jobber in the ring, did not help the match. It didn't. It was an okay match, but it wasn't a good match, and it was too long. I understand Matt had to win. There's no problem with that. He's supposed to win. But that was too long. Jesse shouldn't have gave Matt such an opposition. Yeah, he's a muscled out freak in most people's eyes, but not to the extent of kicking the ass almost of a Matt Hardy. It just didn't seem strong enough to me personally. I would have liked to see Robert Roode go up against a Matt Hardy. That would have helped his credibility more. But that's just me. Oh, had to get that out of my system. The best match of the night was Davey Richards versus EC3. And I was shocked. We didn't get one promo in the ring today. We got 3 promo rings. You hear what I'm saying, because that surprised me. I'm not excited, but I'm surprised that TNA was willing to throw 3 promos in on the show. I'm like, what? What? What the hell? I had to look at the screen and had to go, am I seeing 3 promos? One from EC3, which I can understand. That would make sense with EC3. He had to talk. He had to. But Davey Richards, he's not the best to do promos. I'm sorry. He's just not that good. Eddie Edwards is neither good. But at least he was given the option. And I'm going like, oh, fuck. They actually gave us 3 promos. Shit. I'm surprised. I was I was surprised. The match quality was the best of the entire show. It was. I did enjoy it better than any of the other matches that I saw. Obviously. And of course, EC3 had to win. So when it comes to the show, they just did what was needed to be done. And they gave us one really good match. Not a great match, but a good one at the end of the show. Now, when it comes to Dixie Carter, when it came to her segment throughout the night, she had 2 of them. Actually, I think she had 2 or 3 of them, which were snippets of the original interview with Josh Matthews to try and make us interested. It wasn't that strong, and she botching. Look, Dixie Carter is not a bad-looking woman. She actually has a brain. Most people would say, and I'm not being sexist, but most people would say the way Dixie has been working for the last 4 or 5 years, she has not shown that she had a brain. She showed she had boobs, and she had an ass, and a decently good-looking face, but not a brain, because she let Eric Bischoff ruin the show, Hulk Hogan ruin the show, and Jeff Jarrett ruined the show. That has happened. So many people believe that she had a pair of tits, an ass, and no brain. And she's not a bad and not a badly intelligent woman. But I felt in this situation, she botched way too much. And I would have liked Kroger, the guy's name, I never pronounce people's names right. The current guy who's for talent relations and who's coming up with how to write the show. I would have liked to see him be there, because I felt that he could have spoke better for her. She's just not a good talker. She has a good looking face for her age. She does. She has a nice pair of boobs. She does. She has nice legs. She does. Her butt may not be big. It's nice. She must be a very nice looking, very nice lady with a brain. But she's just not a good actress when she's a face. A heel, she's better. Marginally. But as a face, she sucks. And when it comes to trying to explain herself, it just did not work out. It felt lackluster, ladies and gentlemen. But did it relay the point across? To a certain extent, yes. We know that the finals is going to happen January 1st. No, not 1st, 5th. We know that the final match will happen on the same show. But she didn't say anything about what's going to happen for the next 3 weeks. We could be getting repeats for the next 3 weeks. And that's going to upset me, ladies and gentlemen. But this is what they're probably going to do. Since their contract is still with Destination America, the next 3 weeks they'll probably do what they did last year in 2014. Every week they showed snippets throughout the year. Showed what happened during the year. Showed what's going on during the year. And I feel like that's just not a wise thing to do. To be honest, I would have liked them, and I would have liked last year and this year to show something from the first year of TNA. I think that will tantalize and interest the entire audience than actually just showing snippets from the first year, but actually play the first year. I think that would bring a smile to a lot of TNA fans' eyes. And this is where the problem is for me personally, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not a diehard TNA fan from the very beginning. I didn't even realize TNA existed back in 2002. I was working a lot. And periodically, I was building back into going into wrestling. Around 2002 is when I finally started watching wrestling again. I stopped from 1990 to 91 and started picking it back up in 2002. I was having a very hard, rough schedule at my job. My marriage was a disaster. I wasn't seeing my son. And my health was beginning to become an issue with my leg. So I would love to see the first years of TNA shown at the very last month of Destination America. And I really believe if they did that, they would actually make the fans who are still watching the product very happy. They make sure they tell people, we are showing the first season of TNA. The first snippets of it. And I really believe that would make people happy. I really believe they should be doing that. That's one thing I can say about WWE. They're showing the first years of Monday Night Raw on their network. I would love just to see the first season of TNA. The first year it came out with a young AJ Styles, a young Eric Young, a young Robert Roode, the early days of Christopher Daniels. Even seeing Jeff Jarrett, I wouldn't care. Just something other than what they're showing in 2015. But this is just my point of view. You guys tell me below how you feel. Tell me what you'd like to see the first year of TNA. At least it's just the first 3 episodes or not. So I hope you enjoyed this Zane's View. Please give me a comment below. I'm saying this right now. My debate of the week has now been stopped. I'm putting it on hiatus because next week will be the first episode of Booking the Wrestler. If you have seen my video of the last video of TNA being booked into 2016 with Trish Stratus, I booked Trish Stratus for TNA. And at the very end of that review, I said simply that I'm putting Debate of the Week on hiatus. And I'm trying a new concept of booking the wrestler, which basically means I'm going to pick a wrestler mainly from WWE, sometimes from TNA, and I will book them. I'm not a great person when I'm probably coming to booking, but I'm going to book them the way I believe that they should be booked in the environment of WWE, somewhat as it is now. Trying to build up these people going into either their titles or just to have relevance. So you will be seeing my first episode next week, and I'll probably be releasing them once every 2 to 3 days. Each one is going to be about 3 in a series. So you'll see it for yourself. And I will leave details in another video below probably. No, I probably won't release any details below. Just, I hope you like the new series. I'm actually pretty psyched about it because it gives me a chance to try something different. You guys have a good day and have a good night. Peace!